everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to review the OG Xmaxx Ultimate. As you can see here on the side of the truck, this is the Xmaxx Ultimate. This is the one that came out in around January, February of 2024. The original announcement from Traxxas that they're going to do a limited run of the Ultimate Edition trucks. They're only going to have so many of them. They're going to have all the hop-up parts, which we'll go over, and they're going to do that. Now, all of a sudden, the reason we're doing the review now is Traxxas has announced Ultimates everywhere, almost across their product line. Everyone thinks an Ultimate. So it is what it is, I guess, at this point. I think it was kind of funny. I'm glad we used the truck. As you can see here, we're going to go over some of the damage on the vehicle. There's a nice, beautiful little split right here in the in the bed. As you can see, there's nice scratches across the top of the, I keep calling it the hood. It's the actual roof. I'm just going to call that the roof. Then you've got to come down here across the hood, and you can see the mud, and then you can see on the front bumper here, we've done quite a bit of scraping and stuff along the front bumper. And on this side of the vehicle as well, you can see a lot of the scratches along here. This truck has been through a lot with us. We have jumped it, we've flipped it, we've rolled it. And actually, one of the things I want to highlight is this brand new, beautiful piece right here. And it is new. It's not original, because the original one, well, it didn't hold up to a steel pole at full tilt. So this truck, you know, depending on who you believe, 50, 45, 50, 55 miles an hour. Doesn't matter what, you get up to those kind of speeds, you slam into a steel signpost and you're probably going to break something. And that's what happened to these arms right here and this new shock. So new shock, new arms. But interestingly enough, the drive shaft here didn't break or bend. And the steering linkage back here, that's the hop-up part, it too survived that trauma, which I thought was pretty cool. And there was no damage to any of the internal components on the body, so we didn't have to do any sort of like major chassis anything. We just had to buy we had some bent pins, had to buy the pin set, and then had to buy the A-arm upper and lower. And there's a maintenance video on that if you want to watch that on the channel. I encourage you to go back and watch that. It's one of our Maintenance Mondays segments. If you like those segments, as a plug, watch them, let us know, and we'll get back into the Maintenance Monday videos if you're so inclined. So again, this truck, as you can see, is the dirty, and we're going to go ahead and spin it around here. We're going to, on the back of the truck here, you can see a lot of mud, fun back here, and then, ooh, yeah, got a little crunched right here. You can see there's actually, it's literally a hole. I can stick my my finger in there. Head around, we'll get this truck spun around. Got a lot of damage on the back of the truck here as well. This was from the truck flipping up in the air, us not quite landing it properly, and we missed the roll bars in the bumper and literally landed across this brace, which actually is pretty cool because this brace did hold up. This body, these reinforcements up here, they did hold up. It's quite the cage inside. We'll get into that one. And here's some damage. Here you can see the damage on the side of the truck here, the bends and stuff in the body and the mud and stuff down the side. But again, this truck held up really well. Here's another back. You can see the hop-up parts. We'll get into the hop-ups here in a minute, get the body off. But yeah, great truck, very durable. Like I said, I believe in running stuff. I don't believe in shelf queens on these things. I think there's some folks out there that have commented on their videos that they bought an Ultimate and put it on the shelf and never used it, maybe even take it out of the box. We believe in running our RCs, no matter what they are, and getting them dirty and down, and that's what they're for. That's why they engineered them, is to have fun with them. If I was wealthy enough to have a big old fat supercar, it would have a lot of miles on it because I like to run the stuff. Why buy something and not use it? This is one of the things, we'll get to this, a nice little feature here on the Traxxas for the Xmaxxes. Again, the clips are amazing. You flip it that way, flip it up, and then just pull the body right off. Back that up here. You can see there's the body off. We'll get to the inside of the body. You can see here, not a lot of damage on the inside in terms of paint rubbing on things. This exoskeleton, internal skeleton, exoskeleton goes into the back for the roll cage. You see it go through the body of the roll cage, comes through here, very beefy parts, so very good there. I probably should have done something to the inside of this. Should probably pop that roll cage off, put some sort of a body protection on there to keep it from getting damaged, but you can see all the creases going in there. You can kind of see daylight in some areas, right around where all those pinch points are. Maybe for future, if they'd actually ran this down and around into here, and maybe run this piece down and around into here and kind of reinforce the bed of the truck, maybe that would have helped. Who knows? We did. I mean, again, we did use it. It wasn't it wasn't like it was he just fell out of the back of the truck or something. We did use it quite a bit. So that's the body of the truck. I'm gonna put that off to the side there and get into the nitty-gritty of the truck itself. Again, we had no mechanical failures on this truck in all the times we ran it. Like I said, we've owned it since January, February of 2024. Probably put, I don't know, maybe 10 packs through it at least, if not more. Try to get out once a month. We had some teenagers take it, and that's when the front A-arm got destroyed when they hit the pole. But they were doing it. It came back twice as dirty as what it is now. We had kind of cleaned it up a little bit. If you're curious or don't know about the Ultimates, again, they have all the hop-up parts on them. So if you look down here in the front of the truck, you've got the steering servo linkages, all are aluminum and hopped up there. You've got mounts in here that are aluminum. Back here, you've got the top of the diff covers aluminum. You've got some aluminum right down in there. And then in the back of the truck, you have the back diff cover is aluminum, and you've got the blue shocks. And then, of course, you've got the upgraded wheels. And you can see they spin pretty good. They're just a little, again, they've been used quite a bit. This truck does love to wheelie, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, we had a ton of fun with this truck. Ran it around quite a bit. We ran them in this truck when we were running the XRTs and doing the backwards tire videos. And we would run the Xmaxx and do the time on that one. It seemed pretty fun to do, and the truck did really well. One of the things that I would notice between the XRT and the Xmaxx, and again, even the Ultimate to Ultimate, so I have the XRT Ultimate, XRT, and the Xmaxx Ultimate. The Xmaxx is definitely a little bit more top heavy. As you can see, it's got a lot of ground clearance. You can see the thing there. It's quite a bit of ground clearance there. So if people say, well, if you need a lot of ground clearance, get the Xmaxx. I will say from a stability standpoint, if you want to do cornering, the XRT is probably a superior truck. The Xmaxx is there is really nothing that compares to it. People talk about the Creightons and the 8X Creighton, but the Creighton, again, that's more of that truggy style like the XRT. The Xmaxx doesn't really have a competitor in the market, I don't believe. It's pretty crazy. As you can see here with the battery trays on each side, we have a couple of spacers here to help the battery stay in place. All of the abuse we've thrown at this truck, never had a battery dislodge from the mount, even with all the flipping and things that we've done. These battery holders are really top notch. Never had a problem with the servos kicking out, electronics kicking out on us. No overheating problems. None of that stuff. We haven't had any sort of problems at all. Working on the truck, it's very, very easy to work on. Things are pretty modular. And the other thing is we didn't put a lot of, this is a bone stock XRT. There's nothing, or I'm sorry, Xmaxx. There is nothing underneath it. As you can see, it's just the bone stock truck. Got the bone stock blue there. And one of the things that I realized when I was doing the maintenance thing is that the pins in some of the tracks actually have threads on them. So you thread the pin in. This one, the pin goes in, and then you actually have an extra bolt, or screw, I should say, not a bolt, screw that goes in and holds the pin in right here. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit and show you. That's a very interesting design. Not sure why they did that, but you can see that they did it here, and they did it up here as well. So rather than this pin having just some screw embedded into it and just sticking in, they used a screw outside to hold the actual pin. So the pin is completely smooth all the way through. There's no threads on it. You push it in, and then you've got that other screw that holds it in. I didn't realize that when I first damaged the vehicle, and I had to wait for I had to get some screws, because when you hit a pole that hard, things seem to disappear, and we didn't have the screws at the time. So very interesting design. And all over the front here, you can see there's another one right here as well. You can see the point right there. Again, phenomenal truck. When it comes, I'm sure people will ask in the comments, I'll answer it now. When it comes to Xmaxx Ultimate, or just a regular Xmaxx, if the Xmaxx is like the XRT, there's no reason to get the Ultimate. The Ultimate has some pretty blue parts on it, but even with Traxxas and the way they engineer things, they just don't break with normal use. Now again, if you're watching Kevin Talbot and others fly their cars, 50 feet in the air, you're going to break stuff. But if you're just going out to your local skate park and doing some basic bashing, or you're doing some jumps on a gravel field or construction site somewhere, this truck will last forever. You don't really need to do any hop-ups. You don't need to do bracing, all that kind of stuff. It all is right here. It's very well engineered. Across here, you pull these things out of the way. It's got bracing, comes in, goes all the way down and back out again. It comes across and goes back down the other side. Move this out of the way. You can kind of see here, it kind of comes back down the other side. And here's the whole truck is braced. If you tip it up like this, again, thick bracing all the way through here. And because it's not aluminum, it'll bend, but it won't break. It'll come back, it'll snap back, and you won't have any problems. Like I said, we had no problems. We landed this thing all over the place, bottomed it out. As you can see here, you can see all the bottoming out that it did on the skid plates. Worked as advertised. I mean, look at this skid plate here with the rocks and everything. So again, highly recommend that. Just if you want the fancy aluminum, I guess there's one or two ways to do it. One, buy a regular Xmaxx, and then as parts break, replace them with the aluminum hop-up parts. I guess Traxxas will tell you that you end up spending more money in the long run doing that. But you know what? It's neither here nor there. We think this truck is cool either way. You can't go wrong with the Ultimate or not the Ultimate Edition. You're going to have fun no matter what. These trucks are amazing. Highly recommend it. We're going to compete. We're going to do some tug of wars and things in the future here with our Creighton. I have an older Creighton, full transparency. It's about 3 years old. We're having some ESC issues, and apparently back in the day they had some ESC issues, and so we're still trying to sort through that. But we'll get that ironed out, and then we'll start doing some comparisons between this and the other brands. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are having a great day, and remember, life is better with donuts.